You can spray, of course you can wear it, but I don't think it's going to be a good idea. Just like it wouldn't be a good idea to take your whole paycheck and buy lottery tickets, because chances are you just wasted your money. That's just a tip from me to you. What's up, YouTube? I'm your boy Darren. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, and I talk about fashion, fragrance, and men's lifestyle on this channel. So if you're into fashion, fragrance, and lifestyle, consider subscribing to the channel, and also make sure that you hit the bell icon as well. That way you get notified anytime I upload new content on the channel. All right, guys, so on today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 fragrances in my collection that are white t-shirt approved. That's right, white t-shirt approved. This actually was a tag video that was started by my dude, Acqu Di Fragrances, last year. He started a tag video on white t-shirt approved fragrances, and it's getting to that point in the year where it's starting to be very warm to hot outside again. So I thought I'd come back around and do another installment of that particular video here on my channel. Now, basically, for those of you that did not catch on to it or did not do a video, was not tagged on that video last year, what a white t-shirt approved fragrance is a fragrance that when it's really hot outside, these are some of the fragrances that you want to wear. Now, I know we have people out there that always say, you can wear what you want when you want. That's true, but that's almost like saying that, you know, you can hit the lottery, right? I mean, you can hit the lottery, but what are the chances that you ever hit the lottery? I mean, wearing a fragrance that's heavy in ambers and resins and stuff like that, yeah, if you got hands and the fragrance in a finger and you can spray, of course you can wear it. But I don't think it's going to be a good idea. Just like it wouldn't be a good idea to take your whole paycheck and buy lottery tickets, because chances are you just wasted your money. That's just a tip from me to you. So when it's really hot outside, guys, you want to grab lighter fragrances, fresher fragrances. And that's what we're going to be talking about on the list today. So if you want to see 10 more fragrances that I have in my collection that are white t-shirt approved, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it. Oh, yeah.
Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to go ahead and jump into this video of 10 fragrances that are white t-shirt approved. And I'm actually going to start with the best one out of everything I have on this list. As a matter of fact, this is the best fragrance for white t-shirts in my entire collection. And I've been talking about this fragrance a lot here recently because it is what it is. I can't think of a better fragrance to wear when it's really hot outside, because this stuff is so good, man. I'm telling you guys. And this is from the house of Mizensir, and this is called Odes Janjan. And I've talked about this a lot lately. I'm going to talk about it a lot more. You're probably going to see it on my summer niche list. I'm just telling you, because this this stuff is so good. It's so good. As the name indicates, this translates to ginger water. Ginger is the main note here, but you have some neroli, some petit green, some white woods, some musk, some fig. Man, oh my gosh. Next fragrance. I'm done with that. Get that in your life, guys. Odes Janjan from the house of Mizensir is a fragrance done by Alberto Morillas. As a matter of fact, that fragrance line is him and his daughter's fragrance line. They have a lot of other great offerings as well. I'm exploring the house a lot more in depth right now, but that stuff is amazing. Just get it, man. Just get it. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list, this was actually a fragrance that Acqu Di Fragrances had as his #1 fragrance for a white t-shirt, and I see why he had it high on his list. It's amazing in the high heat. This one's called La Isla Blanca. And I haven't had this fragrance that long, and I've already put a pretty nice dent in it, because when in doubt, this is one that you can just throw on. To my nose, I get some coconut, I get some aldehydes. It's really clean, fresh, and floral. I get something, like I said, that's very reminiscent of kind of like coconut, so it's very tropical to my nose. You get some tonka in here as well, so it's a little bit sweet. This is an amazing fragrance. Again, when it's really hot outside, this is one that you can just grab, throw on, set it and forget it, and it's going to work. So check it out, guys. This is from the house of Ramon, Monegal. This is called La Isla Blanca. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on this list, this one comes from the house of Atelier Cologne, and this one is called Clementine, California. And my gosh, this thing is amazing. As a matter of fact, I wore this fragrance on yesterday, and this is an amazing scent. Of course, you have the clementine up top, mandarin oranges, so it's very fruity, mouth-watering citruses on the top. It gets a little bit more, a little bit of spicy and green in the heart of this. I think there's some pepper in this. There's some star anise, some cypress. But the star player to me is when it dries down, you get this very creamy sandalwood note that really rounds this fragrance out. And it is absolutely fantastic. For some reason, this kind of puts me in the mindset of Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche a little bit. You got that nice citrusy opening, and that one opens up with that nice lemon, but then it has that creamy sandalwood on the dry down. So in a way, it kind of reminds me of that fragrance, but very invigorating, fresh on the opening with the citruses, and that's what you look for in a great scent that's good to wear when it's really hot outside. So check it out, guys, from the house of Atelier Cologne. This one is called Clementine, California. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list is one that fragrance that I have personally been singing its praises over the last year or so, and this one is from the house of Cartier from the Riviera's collection, and this one is called Luxuriance. Luxuriance. I actually have 2 bottles of this stuff, and I'm absolutely overjoyed that I actually have 2 bottles because I'm going to run through this stuff pretty quickly. My other bottle is already, I put a big dent in that. I have a little bit of a dent in this one as well. The main notes to my nose is going to be fig in this one, and you get pistachio. So you kind of got this, it's really fresh and clean up top, but you kind of have this nuttiness. The pistachio almost comes off like you would find like an almond note does in fragrances. So you have that, and then again you have fig, which is to me this kind of creamy, slightly creamy note in fragrances. And I absolutely love the combination of those 2 notes, the way they work in combination with the freshness in this scent. Trust me, guys, if you have not put your nose on it, it does not perform all day long. This is like a 3-hour fragrance. I will tell you that ahead of time, but it's not that expensive, maybe like $110. So just take a decant, or the bottle's relatively small. Just kind of take it with you. If you guys have been taking my advice on other things on this channel, you guys know I carry a toiletry bag with me pretty much every day. That has all my male essentials in there. And a fragrance like this fits perfectly into your toiletry bag. So just take it with you and reapply. It smells phenomenal. From the house of Cartier, make sure you guys check this one out, man. It's called Luxuriance. All right, guys, so the next fragrance up on this list I think is perfect for really high heat and hot weather. From the house of Hermes, this is Terre d'Hermes Ultra Fresh. Terre d'Hermes Ultra Fresh, and you guys know I love the original Terre d'Hermes. It's that orange, dirty vetiver fragrance, and this one of course goes into a more fresh, as the name indicates, direction. It has, instead of that gunflint and the vetiver on the dry down, you get some woods in here, but this one is more about geranium. So it's a little bit more of this clean essence that runs throughout the heart of this fragrance. It has the DNA to some extent of the original Terre d'Hermes, but again, this one is a lot better in the high heat, like for the summertime. I would highly recommend the original Terre d'Hermes as the perfect spring fragrance, and this one as the perfect version of that fragrance for the summertime. Again, just a fresher interpretation of the original DNA. So check this one out from the house of Hermes. Again, this is Terre d'Hermes Ultra Fresh. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on this list, this one actually comes from the house of Joe Malone, and this one is called Basil and Neroli. Basil and Neroli. Now, a lot of folks like to talk about wood, sage, and sea salt from this house, which that is a really good fragrance, but I personally am a fan of the note of Neroli. I love Neroli, I love petit grain, I love orange blossom, and this fragrance is actually really good for high heat. Now, Anybody that knows about fragrances knows that Jo Malone fragrances do not perform, and that is something that it takes a hit for from a lot of folks. But again, guys, in the high heat, the heat really activates these scents. So that's something that works in fragrances like this in their favor. But I really love this one because, again, it has that spicy basil note up top, and as the name indicates, you have that floral nature of Neroli that runs throughout the heart of the fragrance. And again, it's just a fragrance that works in the high heat. So check it out from the house of Jo Malone. This one is called Basil and Neroli. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list, I've never heard anybody else talk about this next fragrance, and doesn't matter, I'm going to talk about it today. This is a fragrance from the house of Bond Number 9, to me one of the hidden gems from the collection, and this one is called West Broadway. West Broadway, this is definitely a unisex fragrance, but listen, high heat, oh my gosh, guys, this shines, it shines, it shines, it shines. You have lime in this, you have bergamot, you have musk, and you have floral notes. Primarily, I get some lily of the valley in this. Oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. It's just amazing in the high heat. Trust me, this stuff works to perfection in the high heat. When the heat hits this fragrance and it starts to really project off of your skin, this is one that gets a lot of compliments when it's really hot outside. So guys, this is one that you can find at a pretty nice and discounted price. But if you can, make sure you check this out. When summer gets here, I'm telling you guys, this is one, if you would like some compliments, this one is going to shine. So check it out. Again, this comes from the house of Bond Number 9, and this one is called West Broadway. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, this one comes from the house of Amazing Francis Kirkjohn, and this is called Aqua Universalis Cologne Forte. And if you take a close look at this bottle, just this overall very clean, white, kind of clear presentation that is very indicative of what this scent smells like. Just really fresh, really clean. There's a very unique note of sweet pea in this, and I get a lot of that in this fragrance. Again, very, very, very unique fragrance. I will tell you this, it is just one that is very, very, very easy to wear. If you like those fragrances that are really fresh and clean with a hint of florals, this is something that you're going to enjoy. And again, this stuff really performs well when it is hot outside. It is perfect for high heat because it's going to have you smelling fresh and clean throughout the course of the day. So make sure you guys check this one out from the house of Amazing Francis Kirkjohn. This is called Aqua Universalis Cologne Forte. All right, guys, now the next fragrance up on this list, this fragrance is actually a fragrance from the house of Tom Ford, and just like West Broadway, nobody talks about this fragrance. All right, this is from the Aqua line of fragrances, and this one is called Soleil de Positano Aqua. Soleil de Positano Aqua from Tom Ford. Oh man, so good in the opening. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Mandarino di Amalfi. You have this nice combination of citrus notes when it opens up. Primarily mandarin orange is what you're going to get right here in this fragrance right here. But when it dries down, there's a host of floral notes. There's jasmine in this, ylang-ylang, lily of the valley. But the star players on the dry down is going to be musk and moss with a little bit of sandalwood. So again, one of those fragrances, as a matter of fact, any of the fragrances from the Aqua line of fragrances from the Tom Ford private blend fragrances are really, really good for high heat in summertime. Definitely one that I would say is white t-shirt approved. So if you can, get your hands on this one. Again, this one isn't as to me as talked about as some of the other ones from this line, and maybe not even as accessible, but if you can find it, you'll probably find it for a good price, and it's really good. So again, from the house of Tom Ford, this is Soleil de Positano Aqua. All right, guys, and last but not least on this list is a fragrance from the house of Xerjoff, the 1861 collection, and this one is called Renaissance. This one is Renaissance, and again, another fragrance that features the note of petitgrain. I love this stuff. There's a host of citruses on the top. Primarily, you're going to get this note of lemon. You get the petitgrain, and one of the standout notes in this is the note of mint. And guys, for me, on my skin, mint is one of those notes that gives this very cooling effect. And who doesn't want to be cool when it's really hot outside? So one of the fragrances that I highly recommend for high heat from the house of Xerjoff is this one right here, this classic, and this one is called Renaissance. All right, guys, that is it. That is my time, man. I hope you enjoyed this list today as I gave you 10 fragrances from my collection that are high heat and white t-shirt approved. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you share these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.